Hello everyone! Welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So I pulled out the magic pour today, the casting powder, and the 3 gnomes from the Resin Molds box. So we're going to try them in casting powder. I'm not going to, actually I don't need these. I thought I was going to do something else. These are the colorings from Resincrete that you can color the things, but I changed my mind on that. So I'm just going to pour them in the white, and I'm going to try to paint them with mica powder. I think it might work. I'm not sure. I've never done it before. If I have extra, I pulled out a little Christmas tree to go along with them. But before we start that, I am going to open today's advent calendar for both. This is the Diaca Pours number 5. Here's the first 4 colors of the year. And then here is the Highland Cow for the day. Little ornaments. Don didn't know what they were yesterday. So there's today's cutie patootie. He's got little lights all over his little fleece. So cute. And then this one feels really thick for some reason. So don't forget, if you have a name for this, she's trying to name all of her new powders for 2026. And I will choose one from the comments. Oh, it is thicker. Why? Some of the special pigments in this collection, like E1, are not made from mica minerals. They tend to clump because the powder is very fine and a bit hydrophobic, so they resist wetting evenly in resin. Here's what to do if you have trouble. Mix the dry pigment with 91 to 99% isopropyl alcohol in a small cup. Add just a couple drops of isopropyl alcohol to your pigment powder, enough to dissolve the powder. Imagine that. That's what I've been doing. Give it a minute to evaporate and it's ready to mix with resin. This powder may look soft and white, but take it out into the light. A secret blooms beneath the sun, its hidden colors just begun. This pigment has a sun-activated color shift. It may look white indoors, but once sunlight touches it, a beautiful new shade appears, and as the day moves and the light changes, you'll notice the color subtly transform again. It's a little bit of magic in motion, bringing your artwork to life as it flows with the rhythm of the sun. As she wakes up, your art does too. So this is number E1. I wonder if the UV flashlight, let me find it. Where is it? Here it is. Will give us some color. Oh yeah, look at that. So it's purple out in the sun. There you go. That is so cool. So what would your name be? Look at that. Isn't that so neat? I've seen t-shirts like this when I go on vacations. There's the color. So what is a good name? Oh, look at that. It's already changing back. I like that. We need to try this one. But not in this, because I want them to be... I need to keep this with that just in case I forget somehow. What's a good name for a color changing powder? That, my friends, is the question today. I'll have to think about that one for my answer too. All right, so today I wanted to try this in the Eco Resin. This is Let's Resin's Magic Pour. I pulled out another cup. So they hold 8 ounces of water. That's just extra because I know I'll have extra. And you don't have a ton of time to work with this. So you're going to want, and I don't measure mine. I know some of you don't like that, but that's just the way I can do it. This is 3 to 1 by weight. So 3 parts of powder to 1 part of water. Typically what I do, and you can do it however you feel comfortable. You can go by the weight. You can go however you want, but this is how I do mine. I'm going to just fill my cup up to the 10 ounce mark because I need about 8 ounces. And then I basically stir. What is that at? That's the 8 ounce mark. I just stir water into it until I get the consistency that I'm looking for. And after you use this a couple of times, you're going to know exactly what that is. Now, I might need a bigger bowl for this because, Yeah, that's at about 11 ounces. I want to be able to stir it really good. So let me go grab a bigger bowl. You don't need gloves. This is not toxic. It's not like resin. You need some water. So I have some water ready, but I do need a bigger bowl. This stuff does set up pretty quickly. It does not say on the label. I will have to look it up to see how long it takes before demold. It's not long at all. I do recommend a little whisk just to make it easier to stir. And then I'm just going to add the water. Sometimes it's easier to have your water underneath, but I don't know how much water I need, so I don't usually do that. I just kind of add and stir until it's pouring consistency. Hopefully I don't need more than this. I shouldn't need more than that. Really thick. It's almost like a plaster. I would have to run and go grab more water if I didn't bring enough in here. Just let it mix really well before you pour it. And this is still really thick. Now, if you get it too watery, it will probably mess up the integrity of your piece. So I would just add more powder if you do that. I'm going to add just a touch more, not too much, because it's still just a little bit too thick. I want to be able to pour it into my molds and be able to shake them. So I use a whisk just to make sure I get all those clumps out, which I think I did. And that's a pretty good consistency. You can add your colors in right now or drip some colors in. I'm going to do just one tiny more drop. If you add like a drop of color, if you want to marble it, just add your color, just drop it in the top, give it a little stir, and start pouring. So I think this is good. I'm just going to start pouring into here, get it shaken down into their little hats. You got to be quick though. It's not as horribly fast as the polyurethane resin, but it does go fast and it does get thick. I'm just trying to bounce out those bubbles if there are any. Okay, there's one. We're just going to do all three. If it takes me forever, then it takes me forever to finish them. But I do want to try to paint them with mica powder, and I'm going to mix the mica powder with a sealer. So I have some sealer that you put on this kind of powder. And I feel like, whoa, that's too much. Oh my gosh, it is messy, y'all. It's messy. I think I can mix it with the sealer. I think I remember seeing that a long time ago on somebody's channel. I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was. Maybe all channels have done this and I'm just always late to the party, but I do remember seeing that. And I'm like, oh, you can paint that right on your EcoPore. That's interesting. So I wanted to do this for the season because some people wanted to see something done in EcoPore for Christmas. I'm sorry if you can't see. I know this bowl is really big and I do have extra, as I thought I would. Not too much though. Probably just enough for that little tree. So let's try. And it's gonna start already getting thick, but I just want to coat this one. I'm a little worried about all those little portions in there. Let me just keep going. I'm sorry you guys can't see. Oh my gosh, it's like the perfect amount after I scrape. And the tree, it doesn't really matter if it's a little short because it's just a smaller tree, that's all. I'm just gonna grab the rest of this in here.
What you doing? Glitter?
I was gonna bring you in here because you never did this before, but you were busy.
It looks like
what?
icing.
I knew you were gonna say something with food related. This will be set up probably less than an hour.
I just came up with a great idea.
What?
We could use molds and make them into something lickable.
Yeah, it's called chocolate molds and chocolate.
You can't, no, you don't want to lick chocolate like vanilla. Just.
Yeah, vanilla chocolate, white chocolate.
Okay.
You can't use this for food though. Don't get people confused.
Well, don't use that for food.
Too late.
I got
Too late already. So let me grab what colors I think I'm going to do. And you guys, I forgot to do this yesterday. It was sitting over there waiting to be sanded and it got pushed aside. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this little fella with some paint and whatever. But as soon as this is ready to unmold, we will unmold that and I will get everything else ready. I'm going to go wash my stuff here before it sets up in my bowl, and see you in a sec. I think they're ready. So the instructions say demold after 30 minutes. However, it can be soft. So I recommend letting it sit for a couple hours. So I put mine, once they solidified where I could move them like this, but yet they were still soft. In fact, there's a little fingerprint there because I was checking it. Then I moved them, I put them on a heat mat for like 2 hours. And they're probably not 100% dry, so I'm not going to seal the bottoms in. They feel really dry, but I'm not 100% sure. So the longer you can keep them in there, obviously the better. But demold, you can demold after 30 minutes is what they say. So let's demold these. And since I have a test piece here, I'm going to try my hardest. Oh, I got one little bubble up there. That's okay. We'll put a star at the top or something. To see if my idea works, if I'm right, and if I remember watching correctly. I could be completely off. So let's just get these little fellas out. Oh man, there's not a bubble in sight. So I could feel that they're still like a little wet. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to seal the bottoms for at least 24 hours, maybe 48 hours, just to make sure. But I do want to get these guys all glammed up for you on the video. He is so cute. Now it's pretty easy to sand the bottoms of these down. These all came from Resin Molds box. Those are adorable this month. I loved all of the molds this month in that box. Oh my gosh, those are so cute. Look at them. I don't see any bubbles anywhere. That is some nice powders. So basically, just take a nail file or something really easily and just get that little edge off. That's it. It's done already. So easy to do. Now, if they have been sitting for more than 24 hours, then I would say you could seal the entire piece. But because I'm on time crunches around here, I usually just, like I said, leave my bottoms open. That way the air can get out that way. Or the water can get out that way. And I've never had a problem doing it like that. So those are pretty easy to do. So I have, oh, let me show you what I did while I was waiting. What do you think of that little guy? So I just painted him with a gold paint pen. Glued a couple bulbs in his hands, put some buttons, and then went around the blue just to go with the little board there. So that's cute. I have to put the little hanger on. It's an ornament. I have a couple sealers that I use. This one is gloss. This one is matte. This one was sent to me in Happy Mail, and it's gloss as well. And seeing that they're all like, I think I'm going to use this one. This one is much thinner, and this one is thicker. You know what? I think I'm going to try this one. I think I want a thin one. All I'm going to do, let's do it on the tree, and let's see if this even works. I have no idea if it even works. Let me get this open. Hang on. And I thought I remembered them. I'm just going to put a little, I pulled out a green, couple blues, a red, and a gold, you know, Christmas colors. And if that doesn't work, I'm just going to use a paint pen, and we're going to decorate these little fellas up. Grab a little stick. I'm just going to color my sealer, so that way we're coloring it and sealing it at the very same time. And I don't see why it wouldn't work. Because you can use mica powders for a plethora of things, not just epoxy resin. So that is good. I'm hoping it will kind of sink into the piece. That's what I'm hoping. Whether it works, I don't know. So I cleaned off a brush the best I could. I'm just going to take this. Should I do it on the bottom first? No, I need to leave the bottom open. And I'm hoping this works. Everybody's holding their breath. Oh, maybe most of you already know if it's going to work or not. So it's going on. Not quite as green as I wanted it to, but I'm wondering if you let it dry, if I could do it again. I'm glad this is a test piece. Because I think what I'm going to do on those other ones is see how different a marker would do. You can always use normal acrylic paints if you want to. I'm just not good at acrylic paints. They're much thicker, and I would rather have them in a pen form than a brush form because I'm not good with a brush. But this is not too bad. I actually kind of like the not iridescence, but the transparency of it. But I actually thought it was going to be a little more opaque. I'm not upset about it. And then you know what you could do? If you want it to be like shimmery, because I love shimmer in my life, is take a little bit of your crushed crystal and just like, oh, this is leaving the mica powder iridescence to it as it's drying. That's pretty cool. Then I wonder if you have to spray seal that in. I don't think so, because I think that's the sealer. Now, I have this crushed crystal in a bottle. Let me see if that'll work. It should work. We'll let it dry and we'll see. It's going to get all over everything. Can you see that? It looks really cute. So I'm going to say, let's let that dry. I might end up losing that because it's going to dry as well. Let me vacuum this up. All I did was flip it over so it's got a bunch of bumps from all that spilled stuff. So let me grab, I just want to get this off before it dries. A little bit of alcohol. I'm going to grab my markers and see what it looks like with the marker done. Trying not to get, what color can I do? Let's do, I don't know, let's do his feet. Let's do his feet, like if they have shoes on. Let's do black shoes, just so I know, so I don't grab everything if it's not going to work out okay. So let's, I don't know, we'll do this one, have black feet on this one. That goes on really nice. That went on so smooth. These are the new Let's Resin ones. I love them. The black one is shiny, but most of them are matte. So, but you can like gloss it up if you want to with some UV resin when they're on. So I'm not sure why the black is shiny, but the black is shiny. So what I'm worried about is like I just did. I just kind of went out of the line. And it's not bleeding out is what I was a little worried about with markers. It's not bleeding out into the rest of the resin. Should I do his little hands? And I think what else you could do is take a little knife. And if you get it somewhere you don't want it, just kind of shave it off. Because it's so soft right now. And that would work. Staying in the lines is the other issue. Let me do his little hands. That's the problem I see. So I'm thinking this would actually be easier, because if you're painting on that mica, all these tiny little spots, that would be really, really hard. Although I think it would work. I think this might be easier. Just got to take your time. And then after, I think after it's dry, I would go ahead and seal it with a matte or a gloss varnish, whichever one you prefer. Just to make sure. That did bleed a little bit. That's what I was afraid of, unless my marker got down in there. I don't know. Let's do his little hands and feet. Ever so slowly. Don't worry, I am not going to make you sit here and watch me do every little, because this is going to take me quite a while, because I want to be so careful. But I just want to see which might be easier. And then if you still wanted your sparkle, I would say dust it with your crystal or your glitter or whatever you're using when you do the spray sealer and let it dry in there together. Not too bad. Did this one? That dried pretty good. Let's do his little hands. There's a lot of paint in these markers, which is why I like them so much. But I'm not sure I want them to like go everywhere on my little pieces here. Let's see, one more. Then we'll check that tree with the green on it. I think the markers are a better way to go, to be honest with you. Unless, like I said, you're painting the entire piece like that tree in one go. Because I don't think I want to try to get into all those. I don't think I'm going to do his feet black. Let's see, is this... Oh, it's pretty dry already. So let's do a second coat. I know I'm going to be going over the crushed crystal, but let's just see if we're going to get a little bit darker. Yeah, you will get a little darker. So the question is, I mean, the nice thing about this one is you're sealing and you're coloring at the same time. But I don't think I want to do that for the little gnomes in all those little spots. I didn't think that through very well. But that is coloring really pretty with the mica powder. And it's covering pretty good. It's not so transparent now because it's the second coat. So I guess it depends on how many coats do you want to do. How bored are you? And how much time do you have to spend on it? Because this is actually a really good option to do a tree or something all in one color. Isn't that cute? I think that is all I want on it. Whoops. And I will go ahead and spritz it one more time since I covered all that crushed crystal up. I just don't want it dripping, that's all. Make sure it's not dripping anywhere before it dries. Like there. And there. See, I put too much on. Trying to coat it. Cute. It's really cute. All right, let's do this again. Of course, you know, I'm going to decorate the thing. But this is a nice little shimmer, especially for Christmas time. Tons don't come out of this, so it may look like I'm doing way too much, but it comes out a little bit at a time, which is nice for your resin so you don't overdo it. I like that. I'm going to let that dry and see how we do. Okay, well, I don't have any on my hands. I don't want to get it into. So if you get something in there, the only way you could like sand it off gently or scrape it off if you need to. So, I think I will go ahead and put you in a fast forward because I really think I want to use my markers if I have the right colors for them. I'm just trying to see what colors I want. All right, so enjoy the next couple minutes.
cheer. Pouring that magic resin, her purpose is clear. 3 little gnomes, one red, one blue, one bright purple hue. Each one a reflection of love shining through. She hums a hymn as the colors flow. Her work's a prayer, her faith's a glow. 3 little gnomes, each one unique, crafted with care, humble and meek, serving the Lord in every hue, red, purple, and blue, a love so true. The red one's bold, like the fire in her soul. Purple stands royal, her faith makes her whole. Blue like the sky, where her prayers take flight. Each gnome tells a story of her joy and her light. Her hands are tools, her heart the guide. In every swirl, his love abides. She smiles, she sings, her Savior near. In every pore, his grace is clear. 3 little gnomes, each one unique, crafted with care, humble and meek, serving the Lord in every hue, red, purple, and blue, a love so true. Three little gnomes, each one unique, crafted with care, humble and meek, serving the Lord in every hue, red, purple, and blue, a love so true.
I'm done, you guys. That was a different day for me. I'm not used to like coloring anything, but it was almost like doing a ceramics class because that stuff feels like ceramic, and then you usually paint ceramics. And then I went outside and I clear sprayed everything so it's nice and shiny, sealed in. So here's the little extra tree. It's still drying. So I just kind of blinged it up a little bit with some rhinestones, and I put a little pearl on the top because of the little hole on the top. And you could still see the crushed crystal. It looks really pretty. I'm glad I had extra because that was so cute. So here's the little gnomes. This little one I couldn't really bling up because they're men, obviously with the beards. So I did put a snowflake on his hat. So I didn't do a whole lot. I tried to use mostly metallic markers, but I didn't have all metallics in the colors I wanted, so I did use the Let's Resin ones, which went on beautiful. So that's that one. These are non-traditional. They didn't want to make you think they were actually Santa because they are gnomes. They are not Santa, so they didn't want to do traditional. So here's the purple one. His wife picked out his clothes for him today because he really would never have chosen purple. But, you know, he's youngly married because he still has like a brown mustache and beard. So he's not really old yet. So he's still doing kind of what his wife is telling him to do. And she's dressing him. So he's got the purple on. And I put rhinestones on the snowflake because that's basically all I can get away with. And then this one, he's got his tree holding it, and I made the tree rhinestones match. Now put your rhinestones on after you seal everything. You don't want to seal over rhinestones because you won't see the sparkle in them anymore. So this is the old man. He's got the gray beard, so he got to choose his own clothes today, but he did not want to be Santa, so he put his blue suit on today. So that is him. I hope you like them. They are super adorable. I think we need to get back to resin tomorrow though. I'm going to let these sit 24 to 48 hours before I seal the bottom. So you do want to seal up the bottom. You can use anything you want. I'm going to probably use beeswax and just rub it all along that bottom just to seal that in. And yeah, that's all. That's it for today. This, I'll just put a little ribbon on there. So that is finished as well. A quick little video for you. I hope you enjoyed yourself. A little something different today, but I have a ton of orders to get to tomorrow. So I will see you then. Stick around for those photos, guys. Have a blessed day, everyone. Bye.
Glitz and glitter paint her way. She lights up hearts come what may. With a brush of faith she starts. Jesus whispers through her art. Patience blooms in every hue. Her love for viewers shines so true. Shimmer sparkles in her eyes. A radiant soul under bright skies. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. Canvas dreams and sparkly streams. Her laughter flows like sunlit beams. With each stroke her spirit sings, a masterpiece of golden wings. She sprinkles joy like morning dew in every